TV series is now labeling itself beyond fake news. But the problem is that they are using this term fake news, that is Trump, so why on earth are BBC using term which is invented by him? It just doesn't make sense at all, and why are they using this term? This is just outside of Via Giuseppe Soppetto, where I'm staying, and little streets, Corso Genova, which is like, the main street that I'm just off. So I'm now going to walk, and I'm gonna walk up here a bit. Okay, so guys, I thought I would start a preliminary Twitter investigation of, no words concept. So, this kind of thing, just a quick searching for no words in Twitter. No words. Some guy says there are no words, only feelings. Okay, here is good example. Yusikintis Telangana. Kids, there are no words to describe how special you are to us. Come on, let's enjoy this day with fun and laughter. Okay, this is a good example. This profile says there are no words to describe how special you are to us. But they said how special they are to us, thereby showing that there are actually words. Okay, so we continue. No words necessary. Leave it there. Alright. Words. No words to say. Words. Okay. Another one, Jess says, no words to describe how scary it is that some people think that lacy underwear equals consent. Okay, so no words to describe. Well, she just said how scary it is. So, scary, that's a word. Okay, this is another one from Pepe. No words needed, hard work pays off. Okay, so you just said hard work pays off. So if no words were needed, you just used for a thing. And we continue on quest for meaning of what people are saying about no words. No words, just feel. No words. Okay, another good example from Ansh. No words can express how soft I am for this man. Well, you just said how soft you are for Mr. Hiddleston. Okay? This is a very good example. Okay, we continue on quest. I have no words. Okay, here's another one. Someone says there simply are no words to describe the anger. Well, okay, we just want to talk about how angry I am. That looks like words to me from Brianna, unless I'm much mistaken. And we continue. I have no words to describe how powerful this is. Powerful is a word. It definitely is a word in second cut, so not accurate there. continue to scroll. I have no words for this picture. He looks so good. He looks so good. Okay, I don't need to explain this concept now of no words, but you know, people are saying that there are no words when they are using words. Okay, so it's not accurate. It is not. Okay, we continue. No words. Stanley just passed away. This is not good news. Not good news, especially for fan of Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man, Iron Man, and all kind of made-up superheroes. No words fully express our gratitude. Well, you know, maybe thank you. Try, thank you. Absolutely no words for this one. No words left to say about dancing boys, Asian dancing boys. Well, maybe dancing, funny like dancing. Guys in big glasses as well. Okay, maybe some words. Jenny, no words can describe how proud and happy we are for Jenny. Well, you just said you're proud and happy. Okay, get the concept now, guys. And so many people saying they have no words when they have many words. Someone says there's no words for how horrible this is. Well, they just said horrible. Oh my god, I have no words. No words needed. I have no words. I do kind of get this one actually. Where he says you're comparing Stan Lee to Donald fucking Trump. I have no words. I'm fucking done with Twitter. Well, I sympathize. I am not fan of Trump at all, as you know. I have no words to describe just how powerful this is. Well, you just said it is powerful. No words to describe how beautiful this woman is. My baby boo. Hey Senzi, well, you just said she was beautiful. No words can describe how thankful I am to you. How about thank you, like before? Words need to be said, and no words need to explain the real beauty. Well, you know, good and beautiful, they look like words. No words to express how humble and grateful I am to be part of Hockey Hall of Fame. Well, you just said you're humbled and grateful. That's good enough words for me. And Cher said, people often say there are no words, but there are no words for this. This is about the terrible fires in California. It is really bad over there, and they should be doing, the government should really do more, and President Trump has been a real asshat over the whole thing. Obviously, saying that they're not going to get funding and things like this. So, yeah, it is absolutely awful what they're doing out there. words to describe this beauty. Oh, you just said beauty. Beauty is a word. No words. No words. How hard did puberty hit me? There is picture here of Queen crying. No words needed. Maybe nice hat. That would be so worthy. I do actually agree though with Barbara Streisand, who says there is nothing presidential about Trump. There is a lot of talk about Trump, but no, it's good reason. But this person here says no words, very painful. So those are some words. How hard puberty hit you. Very hard, maybe. No words can describe how I'm really feeling. I do know that I'm beyond blessed and super excited. Well, those are words. Again. Rob says I have no words for this. As a resident of Arizona, I'm just speechless. Magical fraud at its best. That is so funny. They think it is fraud when it is. What evidence do they have for this? Why do they think it is fraud to have some Democrats be voted in? Anyway. So you can see people really do have some issues about words and expressing, but this person here, so land of cuteness. There are no words so adorable, but that is not adorable at all. It is spiky. This is not adorable at all. Some trainers, a panda bear. No words. Well, no, but that's good. That's microphone in Trump's face. That is a very good idea. I very much like that picture actually. That is very cool. Very nice one from Mad Magazine. No words for this one, but just wow. Okay, I've got some words for you. Asian man, Gucci bandana, wearing a surgical mask. Those are words. I have lots of words to describe that, it does not look cool to me. His denim jacket looks. We had this Moscow in 1985. The look is not new. The Gucci, bandana does not say that you are a big man to me. It just says you like a brand on your forehead slapped on. And why are you wearing this surgical mask like around your face? Is it pollution? Okay, pollution, that is another idea. But there you go. So all these guys, they didn't have any words, but already we are seeing that there are some solutions. If you just look it in a different way, you can find some words to describe what you see. So, you know, here this guy says no words, but actually it is some black guys bouncing on stage a lot, doing I don't have sound up, but I guess it is quite vibrant music, and it is quite building up a bit of frenzy in the crowd. So, you know, those are my words. Quite a few people saying no words, just tears, but I find this a bit funny. I don't understand why they are having tears there sometimes. Okay, someone here, Isabel, saying no words can describe how proud I am of this lovely lady. Well, you just said you're proud of the lovely lady. Yet again demonstrating words, and also someone gave a review here of Bohemian Rhapsody Queen movie. No words, and then immediately afterwards says just an amazing, groundbreaking movie. I mean, fair enough, maybe it is an amazing movie, but you know, you just lied. You have a lot of words, and yeah, you're not speaking, you're not being real by saying that there are no words when there are, not being true to life. So, Sarah Paulson is absolutely gorgeous. I have no words. Again, guys, you said she was gorgeous. No words. Looks like football match to me, and man in white scoring goal. You know. That one again. Anyway, that is one for football people, and no words needed to describe this amount of beauty. Well, beauty is a word. People don't seem to understand that beauty is a word. I don't really get that. Football one again. No amazing, no words to describe how amazing and sweet were. Okay. Just so beautiful. I have no words. No words for this team. What a group of boys we have. Yeah, I don't really understand why people say no words can thank these firefighters enough, you know. Just like, thank you very much for everything you do. That is really what I like, and I mean, even these guy Verhofstadt, he uses that phrase too. So you know, it is really mainstream now. Everyone is saying no words needed. And I just take the opposite view quite a lot, because no words is just a bit of cop-outs. Just try and explain really what is on your mind. Don't be lazy, and just say how it is. You know, don't just be real. No words to describe breathtaking view. Well, you know, maybe say these are some lovely trees, lovely greenery there. Also some quite ugly dishes and buildings below. Flat roof buildings, nothing very sexy about those, but reasonable trees in background. Okay, let's leave it at that. And this person just says no words can describe efforts you put in for completing this tour. You and your team worked harder than machines, literally. So, you know, she just said you worked harder than machines. Those are words. Many words here. No words for picture at Paradise, California. I don't have any words right now for that. Oh, I see. I do have words. That is awful. That is terrible fire. Really bad fire. It burned the whole thing down. It's just gone. It's obliterated. That is really no laughing matter. McDonald's gone. Whoa. That is not nice. Not nice at all. No words except, you know, acceptable looking bra and panty set. Really quite fashionable Victoria's Secret model, I would say. I'm not sure if that is Naomi Campbell next to her. Probably not. No, it isn't. It's someone else. But you know, the words can describe a nice style. You're looking very clean today. This model is looking quite clean. When people say they have no words to describe how they are feeling, you know, just try to describe how you feel. So no words needed. Victoria's Secret fashion show. You know, my words would be, you know, two leggy brunettes in sort of Eastern style bikini underwear. You know, quite acceptable, quite leggy, quite clean. Yeah, they've got a sort of 1983 Octopussy Roger Moore kind of vibe going on. I think it is rather nice. I can imagine, you know, coming down in a hot air balloon and, you know, being greeted by these two and, you know, having a nice hug and, you know, maybe a little bit of a peck on cheek first of all, and maybe we go for a cup of coffee, and you know, it might be quite nice, that kind of thing. Those are my words, and I had you know, more words to say, probably with them in private, you know. I don't want to get lewd right now. But anyway, I digress. I continue. This is kind of crazy baby painting. I'm not sure what it means either, but you have like pretty messed up babies on top of the other one, and then looks like skull and blood at the back. Maybe slightly psychopath, do you think? Psycho? Psycho. I think that is word for that. That is pretty psycho. And yeah, so it's not, I mean, it's not funny. Cancer is not a funny thing at all. I have experience of that. So, you know, you don't, it's not a joke. It is a very nasty thing, cancer. Absolutely no words, pure amazement. You're magical. So amazement and magical. Barbara Palvin is an angel. No words to say. Well, you just said her beauty is out of this world and that you were in shock. So, anyway. No words needed. Cats giving hug to kitten. Seems quite straightforward. Another sort of Asian guy singing again. Woozy. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. And what is this supposed to be? Some ladies dancing and party. Maybe I missed something. My precious girl, no words can explain how much I love you. Maybe I love you very much. That would be a very good way of saying it. And I have no words. Just so happy we made such pretty coffee truck and very successful support within very limited time. Okay, so you just said twice that you have no words, and then you gave like an entire sentence. So there you go. Anyway, I hope that has been kind of useful for you to see the full extent of the no words issue. And I hope maybe you can learn something from this. Someone said no words about Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, you know, you could say handsome boy, or, you know, nice actor, good actor, that kind of thing. Eat her until no words come out, only moans and whimpers, from Bourbon, sir. That is not too bad, you know, that is not too bad, the advice there. Anyway, that is a start of our investigation, and I see you later. Ciao. no words for amount of sort of entrepreneurial guys around here selling these friendship band things. Really, it is a bit of liability. You have to really do best to avoid getting sucked into spending money on some really bad friendship bands. But anyway, all part of experience. Just to show you my room where I am living this week in Milan, and also how I get to bathroom. So here goes. I go out through here, through sliding door, and go up this way, up a narrow spiral staircase. Down the spiral still. There you go. That is how you get to bathroom and shower every day. There's a little terrace outside, which I have not been in. But you know, I really quite like being here. It is quite interesting. So Alina had said that I need to get out and capture more footage than I had done, and so I could include in our sequel movie as I explore Italy and its wonders. So you know, this guy Alexander Cooper, he was screening his movie at the FICTS Festival 2018, and I don't know if you've heard too much about Alexander Cooper. He did this movie called Sandal, and you may like to watch at some point. But here's the building, and it says that from 2008 to 2022, Beijing Olympic Spirit in Motion. Today is the China Beijing Day, and I have been inside this building. It is quite cool, but actually the outside of building is probably the nicest looking. I really like these arches. And you go into town and you see the Duomo Cathedral right in front of you. Some soldiers, there's quite a few soldiers around, and you see some of these guys carrying the big machine guns and this and that, and some dudes on video screen plays all day. Lot of swimming. I actually met an American lady yesterday who did a documentary about autistic swim team. Sound like a laugh a minute. I wonder if it will be a hit. Maybe, you never know. It might be Swim Man instead of Rain Man. It might be Swim Man if it was a feature film. Maybe Tom Cruise will be in the next one with Dustin Hoffman. So see the gentleman here wearing a Rolex watch, I think. Look at this Rolex. And So anyway, I had run out of batteries in my camera and I put in some new Duracell, and now I'm back to showing a bit more of Milano. There's quite a lot of soldiers around with machine gun, and they have these sort of block. I guess they're thinking people are going to drive in with, like in France, with people getting mown down, a lot of pedestrians. It is quite sensible. But yeah, it is a really nice town. I like a lot these Roman arches. As Alina knows, I am a big fan of movies about gladiators and other macho men. And this thing, it is a lot about Olympic Games and Beijing. But you know, there's all sorts of movies going down and documentaries too. So, you know, yesterday I met a lady called Laura Stallman, and she gave me this card of her film, a documentary film, which is called Swim Team, and I believe it got into Tribeca Film Festival because Mr. Robert De Niro had seen the movie and said he liked it. So there you go. So good luck to Laura with your movie Swim Team, or documentary rather. It's going quite well, I think, for her. She's got in Roger Ebert, New York Times, and Film Forward. So, you know, that is very cool for her. Anyway, I go along on the street a bit more. See what captures my eye. Well, here what captures my eye is McDonald's. It is there in every city really. And also what captures my eye are these sort of balconies and window designs, which are very cool. Haven't seen many like this. Vladimir is on the move again. This is quite cool. It is like an old bank, Banco Cesare Ponti. And down here street you can see some lot of mopeds and motorbikes here. Many things. Quite cool with the palm trees. And across the road. People here love football. There's a lot of t-shirts and things with football name on. So yeah, it is another shop for watch, but you know, I'm a real practical guy, so I like wearing either a Cooper. I wear either Cooper Submaster, which it is built like a tank by the way, or I use a Casio. But I think people here must be dressing very smart. As you can see here, they have like sort of very nice suits in window, very sexy James Bond kind. Some guy playing a bit of piano on the square, a bit of singing, but I cannot understand Italian. We need some lessons. Communication here is a very difficult thing. It's not easy. But I've seen some fashion here that is really quite not to my taste. For example, Rageli, this shop here. These jumpers look very weird colory, very granddaddy color. This particular one in window, this sort of orangey color got my eye. That is really quite vile. That is really quite offensive to my eye. And, I would not be seen wearing such a jumper in Moscow. I would never wear this. But you know, there's a lot of nice watches around. One thing that is quite cool is the Porsche watch, Porsche design. That's not too bad. It's not too bad. But you know, for operating agent abroad who is wearing very hard, you do not want to wear expensive watch. It is a real liability. So. Looking for a no-nonsense watch is quite hard to find. This is £890 for a Glycine Combat sub. It is really too much for me. I prefer to wear a Cooper, but you have to get from their website, cooperwatches.co.uk. You will not find it in shop. Versace, a lot of Versace, but you know, Timex not bad. I think they've done sort of a military style on the Timex, not too bad. But you know, the Unimatic here as well. That is £800. This is way too much. This is really irrelevant to me, but there's a lot of bottles of Campari in the window here. Campari bar. And I do not drink Campari, so it is irrelevant. As you can see here, I did not look at this yesterday, but this is really nice. This is really nice, Palazzo Duomo. So I think I'm going to have a walk down here. It is a really fancy building, so fancy on both sides. I really like it a lot. The famous place like Chanel and Massimo Dutti do not own a single piece of their clothing. They So, you know, the roof is really cool. I'm just in a place here where it is a really fashion center, I think. A lot of people who like this kind of stuff. There is a Prada shop, there is a Louis Vuitton shop, there is a Prada and a Versace shop as well.
So there's a lot of expensive shops around. If you want to go spending a lot of money, then you should come here. And in distance you can see McDonald's. McDonald's is, it is everywhere. It is even in Moscow these days. Ever since, I don't know, was it the 90s? It's been a long time invading every single country of the world like a plague. Elena would be saying about this window display in Prada shop. It is really quite bizarre. I'm not ever sure what they're trying to say by this. And are these things for sale, I see some little bits of belts and shit and little bits of wallets and so on with monkeys and headphones on, which is no interest to me whatsoever. And in here there are also bags and little bits and bobs and trainers again, but not very interesting. But maybe Elena would like some of these handbags. This handbag there and these coats. It is fashion, but to me it is really like that coat is quite shiny. It might draw too much attention to me, and I would never want such a coat on operation, so stand out, and also people would have said that I looked gay, and also they would have said with my trousers that these mannequins are wearing too short trousers, and they would have said that I looked like a dick. So but fashions change, but some things don't. More trainers, and I really would like a nice long cup of coffee. But I need a good cup of coffee now, not any old shit, you know what I mean? So anyway, and I got to a street which has Ferrari on, and a lot of it's the new Scuderia Ferrari. It has whole car in the window. And I really think Ferrari now it is more than a car. It is whole like fashion brand nowadays. They have the whole t-shirts and jackets and hats and all shoes and things for Michael Schumacher fans. And anyway, on the move again, always on the move. McDonald's, it is just the same all over, nowadays. And it has these machines where you are ordering, and I don't know about anyone else, but I actually am kind of put off now when I see these machines, and maybe I'm old-fashioned also. When I go to supermarket, I also like to go and order from a human being rather than the machine, because they're getting rid of people and they're replacing with machine, which I find a bit sad. I saw these friendly looking dudes were doing some work on
thing, so I decided to get them on cam. So, ciao. So, I don't know. I'm doing a bit of renovation in this place. It is, you know, quite a lot of work. So, it's nice though. It'll look good. Yeah. It's always process of construction and demolition. And what goes up must come down. Huh? Okay. Via Tommaso Marino on the 15th of November 2018. Mr. Alessandro Mazzoni. I am actually quite sick because I do not know who he is. I'll have to look that up later. Piazza San Fidele. So, anyway, for me this isn't at all WeirdLoop because I haven't seen a single thing like this before. I have no words, and this is another example of no words because I absolutely love this triumphant arch. It is absolutely huge and magnificent in every way. I love it. So, you know, I have no words. Another example of having no words is pens. I mean, I'll just have a look at this one block pen. We go all over special edition product. That one's lots of pens, but really, I have no words how you could spend so much on a pen. It is really, but here I have no words for this copy of Hercules' head. I love that kind of art. It's really great. I think this is plaster copy, but still very nice. I like the style. Very nice indeed. And we came to, I think this is a statue of Leonardo da Vinci. And Leonardo, well, about his creativity and abilities, art abilities, you know. I have no words. I really do, because he was a very amazing dude. Very righteous, arty and clever dude, and these guys here look absolutely crazy. I don't know where they came from. Not even sure, but some crazy fashions on display. I think when I see someone with a crazy fashion, I think I'm going to have to try capture, because you know that illustrates no words. But you know, this is no words because the statues are so wonderful. They really are. So you know, so this is real no words, not just fake no words. This is great, great man, Leonardo. I wish I was so arty.
I came for a little sit down to the side of statue Leonardo and Pietro Magnifice. I'm not sure what that means. Some historical guys wearing sort of skirt overcoats, very cool. But as always happens, I just saw a tram. But as always happens, you sit down for a second and you gather your thoughts, and you're starting to think about memories that come to you, and how when you get these memories, that you have no words about the memories. So I was thinking back to a lady, a beautiful woman I knew called Sylvia, and she was so sweet, gentle, and playful, and loving woman. She was a lady everyone went to for help at the when I was in KGB. She was this was a long time before Alina, and she was a lady everyone went to for help, and she had this kind of sort of energetic personality, and she had a strong exterior, but inside, she had an innocent smile, but behind that she was hiding a lot of things, I think. But I wish I could show you what she looked like, but it was such a long time ago. But she was more fragile than sugar glass. I think she maybe had been hurt and taken for granted numerous times, but she was a very wise lady, and she used to catch on quickly, and she had a really good intuition. And it's one thing that you remember about Sylvia is that she used to forgive easily, but she would never forget. She was a very rare type, and she was very loyal and loving lady, and she was an amazing lady, Sylvia. And I don't know why, I just thinking about her now, and it's weird how thoughts come to you when you're just randomly looking at a statue of men, and I suddenly start to think about Sylvia anyway. But sometimes it's good to just sit here and gather your thoughts, and then something comes to you, like I start to think about Sylvia, and then all of a sudden I'm starting to think about raw sex, So it's like sex with no protection, like condomless, and it's mainly used in the gay community, but it's basically a synonym for bareback sex. And some gay guy might have said that it had raw sex with 5 guys last night at a sex party, but I prefer to use a preservative in my encounters with ladies, of course. I'm not of that persuasion, but this is how it goes. So it is weird. All of a sudden, you think about Sylvia, and then you think about the raw sex, and then my thoughts go back towards Summer, who was like another lady. She was unlike any other woman you would ever meet. She didn't play games. She was more straightforward and honest than most women in life. She gave and gave until there was nothing left, and she walked away smiling, because she knows that she made you very happy. She was spontaneously and seductively beautiful in the most natural way, and we had a really nice time together with Summer. She was apart from Sylvia and some of these other ladies, she was a woman to which you could never compare, and you had to treat her with respect and love her till the end, that kind of woman, because You know, you get a great friend and a lover all rolled into one. She was a great personality, and she was stunning, and she was actually a total knockout. She looked a bit like Anna Kournikova, but she had larger sort of breasticles anyway. So yeah, we were talking about how trust, and you trust people, and you give someone a lighter, but you better be damn careful that you don't, cover yourself in gasoline. Before then, if you give your lighter to that person, do you really trust the people close to you? Just be sure and be secure and be safe, trust is key, and just trust your judgment, and so if you catch my drift. And then my thoughts come around to computer generated imagery in movies, and Shrek. That was an example that a lot of people found quite funny, quite a good movie. But it is not one that I will return to over again and again. So we come around from the raw sex to the CGIs, and via various memories of the vodkas over the years, and it's no biggie. It's no biggie, but some people nowadays, there's a lot of binging going on. So people, they're excessively drinking or excessively watching of Netflix shows. This is something that people do because they think it's good. But here's where I go back to wisdom, and always when I get around to the stage where I find that I am binging on something, I really think that it is time to stop and do something else. You cannot do too much stuff. But when I went back to that Gucci shop earlier, and it just made me think just now how when people say something is really Gucci, and how they mean that by this phrase that it is really good. So they say it's someone maybe said, Devon said, "Was good, ma," and Hadia said, it's all Gucci, baby. It's all okay. So maybe this binge film watch thing isn't such a bad thing if people really enjoy it and get a lot out of it. Just change my view a sec, and this says Verita per Giulio Regeni. I really need to brush up on my Italian is just totally shocking. There's some policemen over there as well. But in Milan I have not seen much. There must be a lot of drug use here, but I think I'm hanging in the wrong place. There is no one here ice skating. What I mean by this is no one's smoking and getting high on crystal meth. They're not. The cops aren't, going after these guys. And Victor, he was going ice skating and broke into his parents' house. They stole his TV. There was this guy who did this, and he was on this crystal meth. He was just a total crazy fucker. So I haven't seen much of that here. And it is not just in Milan, but all over the world. There are a lot of mofos. What I mean by this is motherfuckers. There are people around who, think they are the shit. Sometimes they are dressed with sagging pants. Maybe in Italy they are dressed with pants turned up very high. I don't know, but sometimes people wear so much gold to keep the National Reserve jealous, for example, and an attitude stemming from not having parents who knew how to refrain from using crack cocaine all the time, So, there are mofos around, and some wallies as well, but this is not unique to Milan. In fact, the people here have been, very nice to me. So, thank you very much, Milano, for having me. I have no words, but do you have any words about sometimes when I see people, I'm going to have to capture and see if you can come up with some words. Some are easy, you look at policeman and you just say policeman. That's all it is. Just looking around the police. Nothing amazing about that, huh? For some reason, I was thinking about the movie Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the character of Bennett, when he says at the end, he says, "Let off some steam, Bennett," and puts a piece of pipe through Bennett's chest. And anyway, in the movie, he was like this really bad guy, but maybe this guy Bennett, he had friends and family, and he was maybe. He probably had some issues, but he was doing it for people he loved, and he was maybe a funny guy when he was not being a mofo. Maybe there were times when he was okay. So anyway, my thoughts turn right around. Going back towards foreplay and how important it is to, in your partner to touch, kiss, lick each other in stimulating manner to become turned on before you have the actual sex, You've really got to have the foreplay. You've got to turn on, masturbate 69 before the, intercourse itself, that is really a key. And so I really am in mood to bone, and boning is where you lay your man pipe in a girl's nether regions until neither party can handle any longer. And I like to boning chicks on weekend. That is really probably the best thing in the world, one of the favorite things in the world to do. And then, I've been looking into some of the sort of South Korean Chinese boy group. There's one called EXO, and there was this term Coco Bop, and because EXO said we're going Coco Bop. And it doesn't have a clear meaning to me at this time, but it's implied that it means to going crazy, lit, getting high or stuff like that. And getting high is something that can be quite good, especially if you have some really excellent blow from time to time. It is quite good fun, but Coco Bop is another cool thing from time to time, and then getting yourself raggedy, so getting yourself torn up, getting yourself messed up,
and getting nasty, getting sort of really ugly sometimes. Yeah, I used to do that more than nowadays. I don't get raggedy as fuck anymore. I guess I'm just a bit too old now for that. And so it's like I said before. There's a lot of this Jav around on net, and some of these ideas I will need to explore further with and ask my assistant Aline what her views are. But Jav, how he said in the old movie about the Japanese adult video industry, and there are a lot of Jav models, Jav gallery, and videos of Core Japan. It is all around, and sometimes in my Twitter feed, my followers, because I have quite a lot, and they will post various kinds of Jav. This is not good if you're the kind of guy who is like always on. If you're sort of going to be sort of sexually frustrated, it is not so good, because you will watch too much of this type of thing, and if you don't get your desires fulfilled in your long-term relationship, you might be saying that you are dying for masturbation because you were sexually frustrated. So this is a problem for a guy sometimes if he doesn't get what he needs. But then all is fair in love and war, as they say, and then sometimes the only two areas where you can be forgiven for doing anything are in love and war. And if someone kills one of your relatives on battlefield, it's gonna be more acceptable than murder usually. Same as like stealing your friend's lover. It's more acceptable if you love them instead of just wanting them for their money. So I think that is quite right. That is probably quite right about all's fair in love and war. Anyway, so last night this guy Alexander Cooper, he went to this sports festival, and he saw a rhythmic gymnastic Russian team, which was quite a sight. I understand it would have been. I wish that Mr. Vladimir had been there as well, because I really do. I am Russian, but I really have a big thing for Russian gymnasts. They are so flexible, and they really have high sex drive, because athletes really go fucking crazy with the sex in the Olympic Village. They go really flipping over the top. So these gymnasts, you wouldn't think about it, but they really do have these fucking high sex drives. And some of these, the gymnasts that allow me to do an Alaskan snow dragon, the only one I do, but I was ejaculating into this gymnast's mouth, and so I did that. She clamped her jaw shut with my hands, and at the same time told me that she had an STD, and then she immediately released semen through nostrils. So I made her perform Alaskan snow dragon. That was quite something. All good memories, all good clean fun, as they say, good clean Moscow fun. And the natch, that wasn't a natural thing to do at the time. And it was a lot of fun. I always enjoyed the Alaskan snow dragons, but thinking about something totally different now, I will admit that sometimes I am a bit of a grammar Nazi. I refine vocab, I correct people's grammar, I always find myself
collecting people. If I'm going on the internet, I collect them in forums, chat rooms, Tumblr, YouTube, and so on and so forth. And you know, I think I had quite an experienced grammar Nazi. Whenever I see a spelling that is wrong, or you know, someone, particularly if someone has put on the caps lock on internet, because it just makes you look like you're shouting all the time, and you know, I don't really appreciate this. So you know, I generally probably tell people to do that, to turn off their caps lock. And so, you know, I go from this random thought to the next, and you know, there have been times when I've been a bit of an angry pirate. Okay, I have to admit, I sometimes have been a little bit of an angry pirate. So you know, there have been times when, you know, maybe one assistant has been giving me head, and I pulled out and nutted into her eye. And you know, quite often this lady would have been disapproved of this, and maybe kicked me in the leg, and then she was like getting very annoyed and hobbling off, and I was just, you know, laughing about it. So there was this one guy I went to school with, and I gave his sister an angry pilot, and you know, she was limping a bit. But you know, she you know, I had to say, end of day, I had to say that don't ask why she's walking like she has a stick up her ass, you know, because that was, you know, that was a different story. And anyway, it was all totally with full consent, I may add. It was 100% consent. I am 100% against rape. I do not agree with rape, or even just sexual assault of lady, you know. I really think that it is a very bad thing. So do not do this, guys. Do not do anything to anyone of either sex without their consent. I am dead serious, guys. That is absolutely true. So, you know, but I then think about, sometimes I see this kind of mansplaining. So, you know, there is some kind of mansplaining sometimes. And sometimes feminists, they sometimes have an incorrect claim, and they're supporting the narrative. And someone sometimes responds with something refuting these feminist claims, and you know, usually the lady, she cannot counter this, and she claims that it is mansplaining. She's trying to pretend to you know, to have invalidated her opponent's claim, and she has not addressed the claim at all. And so, you know, an example of this might be, okay, the feminists say women only make 77% of what men make for exactly the same work. Oh, the patriarchy. I hear the patriarchy a lot, okay. Factual person says no, they don't. That statistic just for overall median pay of full-time workers does not account for overtime hours worked, location, experience, degree, or even field someone working in. So, you know, women making less on average than men, because men and women are making different career choice, because they're different. And then the feminists might say, you know, stop mansplaining to me. You know, facts and logic are just oppressive constructs to keep women down. You know, so you know, that is a serious point, guys. It is quite on point, actually. It is quite well explained, quite good. And so, you know, Another observation, guys, is that there are people around who are bisexual. So that just means that they are attracted to both guys and girls, and it isn't because always they are sex fanatics, but you know, sometimes they are. Admittedly, sometimes they are total freak show. And you know, it's not always because they can't decide. Sometimes it is, but not always. And it is not a phase from people who haven't fully come out yet. It is just, it is real. It is real as being straight or gay. You can have preference over one sex, but you know, being bisexual means that you can be attracted to both genders, physically, sexually, emotionally. So you know, you can be fully capable of falling in love with them, just you know, as a woman can fall in love with a man, and it's not necessarily a freak circus, freak show thing. And you know, for example, you know, Sally, she fucked Jack and Jill, and she enjoyed them both, and you know, and that is fine. You know, I am not bisexual, but I have been with ladies in the past who you know, who are bisexual, and I did not have a problem with it. Whatever happens, but you know, I am no spring chicken. I've been around the block a bit, and I know there are a lot of sort of different types of people around the world, and while I say I'm not a spring chicken, but I still got some, you know, spunk left in me, and I can get served in bar now. So you know, there are some good things about, you know, not being so young anymore. I'm not, you know, going around like in 1985 and wearing bandana, trying to be, you know, Sylvester Stallone or something like this. I'm not wearing a red bandana on my head like Charlie Sheen, like I'm trying to be in a gang or something, or wearing a black one, or you know. And at the same time, I'm not bougie. I'm definitely not bougie. I'm not high class. I'm not flossing. I'm not balling. No, I'm not swagging. I'm not a pimp. You know, I may be bad and bougie, cooking up dope with an Uzi, you know, bad and bougie. You know, that was my Gus featuring Lil Uzi, vertical production by Metro Boomin, you know. So that is another thing. So you know, but as you get older, guys, you have to realize that it's all about love. You know, one love. We have to respect all peoples. Of all colors, of all races, of all creeds, it's all good. But you have to, even if you're not into it, you know, you don't like gay people, whatever. You don't like being gay, being bisexual, whatever. Just let them get on with it. You know, it is their life. You know, you live your life your way. Let them live their life. If they are not disturbing anyone, just let them do what they want to do. And you can just go up to your girl and, you know, give her finger. You know, just give her some pleasure instead. You know, don't worry about what other people are doing. And you know, sort of, you think you have all these thoughts, and then undoubtedly in life you have these times when all of a sudden you are you know, just your mind is going a bit blank, and then all of a sudden you think about someone else, and goddamn, I think about Natasha now. I mean, she was funny because she used to think very differently to the other ones. She was very wise, and you know, she seemed to struggle a bit with confidence, but you know, she was a very intelligent, beautiful, and kind lady. And she was at one point my favorite person, Natasha. So, you know, good memories, guys. Good memories. And so, maybe it is time, guys, to find a bit of hole in the wall. So, you know, like a small raggedy place, like a bar or club. I don't know where these are. They place with low quality equipment, furniture, and just providing a variety of entertainment on a given night. And you know, some of these places, you know, they might have holes in walls, the ceilings. They have toilets that aren't working and ceiling fans, and one bartender. And you know, I just go to hole in the wall to have fun and you know, save some money, guys. No, thank you. I haven't. No, thank you. So, you know, sometimes you want to go somewhere and have fun, and you want to have a good time and not get too fresh. You should try to go to a hole in the wall. Like I was in Moscow, I used to do that sometimes, to go these places and just meet the vodka. And so yeah, so you know, thinking about the vodka as well. You know, there was Alexia once, and she was very intelligent. She was a beautiful girl. She did feel rather insecure about what world might have thought of her. But you know, she was the kind of person who tried hard not to make mistakes. She was well-rounded person. She used to get a very good grades at school and university, and maybe some people called Alexia, you know, a bit of a nerd. But you know, she was great, and she had a lot of friends. She had fun. She was curious. She had a great heart and deep. And you know, for a while we had a really good thing going on. And you know, she was very loyal to me. She was very intellectual. She was beautiful, Alexia. And you know, she was very special to me. She was a great laugh. And you know. And then funny, wasn't there there was some kind of robot selling on internet now called Alexia as well. So that is funny that, you know, she was pretty loyal and smart, and then they brought out this Alexia thing to buy for having around home. So, you know, sometimes, you know, if you go to a party and you should give a girl an Alabama Slammer, you should give her, it's like a southern answer to a Long Island iced tea. Contains amaretto, almond liqueur, southern comfort, slow gin, orange juice, sweet and sour mix, and sometimes, you know, you could spike it with a 151 rum, a wild turkey, or moonshine. So, you know, you could ask the bartender for an Alabama Slammer for your vodka. And maybe if she is a 10, if she is like a 10 out of 10, a top grade woman, that is what that means. It came from this movie with Dudley Moore and Bo Derek in it. It was called 10. And yeah, it was about this very beautiful lady who was played by Miss Derek. It was quite a long time ago, and you know, it is one of these things that makes me, when I see these vodkas, it makes me wish I was like a rock star, because, you know, you get these perks, man, these special privileges, you get these particular side benefits, you get to sleep with many beautiful women, and that is just one of the cool things about being a rock star. And yeah, I would love to be more rock star than I am, but you know, I was just a secret agent, you see. I was Russian secret agent, and I was not a rock star, so I just had to do the best I could. But I think I did alright. You know, I'm quite happy with that. And you know, even some people were a bit jelly of me. If they knew me, they were sometimes a bit jelly, because they were thinking, you know, that I was doing such cool things, and they were thinking, I get to go to Milan, or this and that, and sometimes people get jealous and hating. But that is the problem. If people hate you, just don't worry. Just keep on tracking, guys.
So it is me, myself and I watching mature Czech MILFs do gymnastic routine with hoop, gymnastic ring hoop. I am at film festival, but no one else is interested in the same film as me. I am interested in Czech gymnastics. Kam jdeme? Teď se jdeme rozhlídnout po Praze. Po památkách. Po památkách. Se jdeme spíš podívat na nějakou místní námět. Jestli chcete jezdit zadarmo po Praze, tak si můžete tuhle kartičku, musíte jít na sebe a můžete jezdit zadarmo všude. It's Vladimir again, and I am in the room upstairs next to terrace at the film festival, and I am in an empty room and I am waiting for the screen of Sandow. I believe this is Mini Sandow. It was Alexander Cooper's film. He has made this great feature film about wrestling and bodybuilding and weightlifting, which will go down like a storm with people like Mr. Sokol in Russia, the circus strongman there. And this is a documentary Chinese about volleyball. And the sport in China, it is very serious thing, as we know. But I'm very, very excited about Mr. Cooper's movie, and I wait to watch now. It is very exciting for me. I hope one day to meet Mr. Cooper. And so it is Vladimir. I'm back in Milano again, as before, walking streets. It is last day of my trip to Milan. I am going to the film festival to maybe meet Mr. Alexander Cooper. And I just saw this interesting thing in the street. It is a fugazi. It is a fugazi, and this is something that I heard about this in the movie, Martin Scorsese movie, Wolf of Wall Street, with Leo DiCaprio and Matthew McConaughey. It was a very funny movie, and this must have been what Matthew McConaughey character must have been talking about. He said it's a fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's fairy dust, it doesn't exist. So, I didn't know that he was referring to jewelry and watch shop in Milano. So that is pretty crazy. Anyway, I thought I would get video today before I go home of anything that stands out to my Russian sensibility. If I see anything that is a little bit weird loopy, I thought I'd get it on camera. So anyway, there's quite a lot of similar things to London, like when I was there. There is a shop here called Stradivarius, which is kind of quite misleading because it is not selling violins, it is selling bits of, ladies' fashion and furs and things. Anyway, so there's a hell of a lot of, fashion here, as you may expect. And a lot of brands. So, Anyway, I'm making my way to Palazzo Lombardi. I'm walking there. Ciao. Just spotted, I didn't really have a lot of time to investigate, but here there is a Lana Thai massage center, and I just wonder if, you know, this one is a real one that comes with a happy ending or not, but it is possible anyway. 100 meters away. 100 meters to happiness. This is just another little landmark. It is Central Multi-Sala Cinema, il Cinema Bui Antico. There is Star is Born by Bradley Cooper, my brother of Alexander Cooper, Il Tragazo something. I don't understand anyway. So I never went in there on my trip. It is just another thing on the way of Via Torino. There's quite a lot of sort of entrepreneurial activity going on. If you go into the main square, there are a lot of these sort of African dudes, and they put on, they force you actually quite hard. They put on friendship band on your wrist, and then they say, 10 euro, come on. And I didn't really like that. It was not very good. And anyway, onwards and upwards. One thing I have not used in Milano at all are the trams. I just didn't really need, because I was so close. I was on streets called Via Giuseppe Sapeto. It was less than a kilometer from Square, so I was able to just walk in each day whenever I needed to. And you know, the tram, it was kind of, you know, overkill. It was not necessary. As many things are the same, you know, like in London there's Victoria's Secret, Intimissimi, you know, things for intimate items for ladies, and this Oisho, this was a suspect thing. It was saying something about oi. It also sounded rather Asian and a little bit suspect. Anyway, I think I'll have to get Alina to run that through a computer system later. Okay, and so I make an observation here about the church's English shoes that famously worn by the British spy James Bond. And I just wanted to point out that really, for practical purposes, these shoes are kind of, you know, way too expensive, and they're just going to get, you know, very scuffed on a mission. And they just get worn out. So little price there is like 540 euro, 490 euro, and you know, it is not for Vladimir. I prefer to wear the government issue slip-on shoe. This was provided to KGB, and it enabled me to just slip in at any convenient moment, also slip out of shoe, and not have laces all time. So, you know, that is what I like. And nowadays I'm going to buy some trainers without any laces on, so they are comfortable and they kind of look like real shoe but are actually trainer. This makes secret agent quicker. You think that you're wearing, you know, these expensive designer shoe, when actually you're using totally different sort of trainer, so you're better able to escape from these British boys. So, you know, we're able to outrun your Bonskis in your church's shoes, you know. So, never mind. And you better not get on the wrong side of my Kalashnikov, you know. I'm very dangerous when I have one of these. So here is a lovely, lovely building. and the colors of the EU flag and the Italy flag. I think that maybe it really is a beautiful combination, and it always makes me think of pizzas. I had several pizzas here which were absolutely very tasty. 14 stagioni and all that jazz. Some sort of wild glasses spotted in window. Some crazy fashion guys here in Milano. You do see them from time to time. Little bits of evidence of weirdness. Crazy, rather weird graffiti. This one was one that caught my eye. I have no idea, but looks like a bit of a yellow and red vampire. A bit like Vladimir Putin gone wrong. I very much like the columns and the lighted columns. I am in an area which is quite heavily banked. There is Unicredit, also there is up here, there is another tower, BNP Paribas, you can't really see. This album by FICTS, it is called Paranoia Airlines. I have never heard this album, but it sounds pretty crazy. Il Nuovo Album Dal. That's kind of mad. He's going on tour: Firenze, Torino, Bologna, Montichiari, Ancona, Eboli, Seriale, Roma, Milano, Padova, and Conegliano. So yeah, that caught my attention. Paranoia Airlines, nice bit of poster there. It is absolutely enormous. I wonder how much that is cost. It has like crazy plane and cloud and ticket, and he's holding drink. I think he has tattoo around his neck. Anyway, super crazy. More banky here, as I say. HSBC, BNP Paribas, other side of Unicredit, and I am nearly there. I walked not that far, it was like 4 kilometers, but it all adds up.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sipario! ringraziamo la fanfara terzo battaglione carabinieri della Lombardia, diretta dal maestro Cono Randazzo. We thanks to the band the Carabinieri Lombardia.
And so, I suddenly think of frenulum because it was going back to a memory I had of Sylvia. The frenulum, it is the sensitive area of penis where the glands and shaft meet on the bottom side. Basically, this is Sylvia, she'd been giving me boring blowjobs for a while, and then one time she knelt in front of me and found my frenulum, and it was honestly the quickest I had ever gotten off. So, that was quite nice. But other times in life, people can be real BCs, and when I say BC, it is very rude actually. BC is a bitch cunt. It's a safe acronym of the word bitch cunt, and it can be used in public and like around you when people are using, shying away from using the words bitch and cunt. So if you say BC, most people won't know what you're talking about. But you might have said that my girl, she hasn't given me head for a week, and the second your friend might say in response, you might have said that yeah, she's being a real BC. So sometimes people can be BCs. It's just the real life, guys. But then at other times in life, life is a panocha. Panocha is a Mexican word for vagina. So sometimes it is great, and there's so many panochas inside, and then other times it is just like really quite quiet, and the panocha is nowhere to be found. It is just a way of life, guys, and there's no need to harbor grudges and things like this. Just keep going, and you move on and to the next, and good times roll again. The good times do come around again. I promise you that. Just keep on rocking.
Another cold and dreary night in London, a foreign cigarette and dial tone. My arms need to hold you now in person, instead of longing, holding on the phone. I was wrong to ever think of leaving. Now I know this pain I can't survive. Went so far away, but it was self-deceiving. went away, it took so long for me to see that you're the only one that was for real. Someone said these are the times for courage. Stand your ground, don't ever run and hide. As I search for the person I wanna be, face up to my feelings deep inside. I'm coming home to your love. I'm coming home to your love. And I can't find the reason, just one lonely night too long. I'm coming home to your love. Ever since I went away, I knew that I'd be back someday, near the beach, returning with the tide. I hope it's not too late for me. Take me back, set me free. I'm ready now to lose my foolish pride. I'm coming home.